Hi guys, today is day 2, and so we wanted to continue talking about stress and reducing stress and the stress that causes our adrenal glands to go into overproduction because we're constantly stressed rather than just here and there, and what that does and how it produces high cortisol levels. And I wanted to first go over a little bit high cortisol levels. What that means is that it puts your body into a heightened state of awareness, an overdrive, if you will, and it is used and it was created so that way then we can like run away from a dangerous animal or go long distances to find food. And we're not doing that when we feel stressed today. We are stressed when we're sitting at work and we're at home, we're sitting in our car, sort of deal. So how does that work? What is it that creates this unhealthy lifestyle? Well, high cortisol levels, what that does then is when it puts your body into a heightened state and gives it like an adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush, it shifts your body into, instead of grabbing the storage from fat to function, it actually makes a shift into carbohydrates. And so it starts burning off carbs instead of fats. And so then the fats are sitting there and they're being stored. So that's why stress is an indication, or stress causes higher levels of obesity. And when you think about it, all these major diseases are linked to fatigue, depression, and obesity. They're all linked to a sort of a stress. And so it's very, very important that we try our best to reduce our stress. Something else that happens is that with higher levels of cortisol, our hormones change. And so with higher, with them acting differently, we use up more electrolytes. And so stress actually causes dehydration. Kim and I were talking about how, at the end of the day, sometimes he's like, man, I just don't feel like I drank enough. And it's usually on a day that he's got a deadline for a project. And it's because maybe he didn't drink enough, or it's because he was drinking the same amount that he usually does, but he's in a higher stress mode for that day. The other thing that it does is it makes it harder to go into a deep sleep, the delta phase. The delta phase of sleep is where you rejuvenate, recharge, your muscles rebuild. And so with a higher level of cortisol, we're sleeping, but we're not able to actually recharge. And that's why then we wake up feeling like we didn't sleep. And it's kind of a catch-22 because higher levels of cortisol affect our sleep, so we don't get a lot of sleep, and not a lot of sleep causes stress, which affects our cortisol levels. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of different factors that increase stress. Outside factors, our job, the kids, the bills, friends and family relationships, lots of different things cause stress. Even thinking about it, if you're over exercising, you are causing your body stress. A lot of times people say, oh, kids are overstimulated, they have a hard time sleeping, they're overtired. Well, what it is that they've pushed even their little bodies further, so their cortisol levels are higher, and so it's harder for them to fall asleep. And I'm like, I wish for baby Scout. We were like, all right, let's measure her cortisol levels. Is it time for a nap? Sort of deal. But we have all these outside things that are affecting our stress. Let's focus, and that's why this is a big push in my groups. Let's focus on nutrition, because when you don't eat enough, your body isn't going into starvation mode. When you don't eat enough, that is triggering the primal instinct that we're running as a tribe, we're running out of food, so we need to go find some, and you're going into stress mode, which is going to raise your cortisol levels and increase the fat ratio. If you eat too much, then your body is overworking to try and digest, and especially if you're eating junk food that's not supposed to be processed in your body's going, what the heck am I supposed to do with this? then it's causing stress, internal stress. So nutrition is really important to get, not only because of weight loss and toning and blah, 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 but by not eating enough or eating too much junk food, you're causing yourself extra stress. Why would you want to do that? Don't do that anymore. Don't cause yourself stress, because that is one thing you can control, is your nutrition. You really can control. It's a deciding factor. I'm going to control my nutrition because I am underneath a lot of pressure and I have a lot of stress from everything else and everybody else. So I am not going to put that stress on myself. Okay, so say that. I am not going to stress my body today. I'm going to make the right food choices. So that way then that could be one less stress factor. And eating properly is going to help your body be able to control the hormones, to be able to control how it functions, and it will help to control your cortisol levels. And so we're going to get more into that later. We're going to get more into that. I love these groups because this is what I love. I love the idea and understanding what's going on. So then you can go, okay, you know what? Today I'm going to try and not be stressed. And how do you do that? You get some personal development. You wear your white earplugs, or whatever, if you're anti-Apple, whatever. You get your own headphones and you put in some personal development. You put in some good music. You go read the Miracle Morning so you can understand how to get up and start your day right. We're going to talk all about all the different ways we can start reducing our stress. So that way then our workouts are more effective and we're able to eat better. So there you go. That's a little bit more about why we want to not have high cortisol levels, how it affects our bodies, and the importance of eating right, because that is something you can control. So be in control today and stop stressing your insides out.